Namaskar, खुश रहो बिटिया. Myself, JBN Dr. Pramila Kazla, Assistant Professor in Physiology and Biochemistry, Faculty of Homeopathic Science from Jyoti Vidyapit, Women's University. Today, our topic is fetal circulation. Fetus is connected with the mother through placenta. Fetal blood passes to placenta through the umbilical vessel and the maternal blood runs through uterine vessel. These two sets of blood vessels lie in close proximity in placenta, through which exchange of substance takes place between mother blood and fetal blood. However, there is no direct admixture of maternal and fetal blood. As fetal lungs are non-functioning, there is no necessity of large amount of blood to be pumped into lungs. Instead, the heart pump large quantity of blood into the placenta for exchange of substance. From placenta, the umbilical vein collects the blood, which has more oxygen and nutrient. Umbilical vein passes through liver. Some amount of blood is supplied to liver from umbilical vein. However, a large quantity of blood is diverted from umbilical vein into the inferior vena cava through ductus venosus. Liver receives blood from portal vein also. In liver, the oxygenated blood mix slightly with deoxygenated blood and enter the right atrium via inferior vena cava. From atrium, major portion of blood is diverted into left atrium by foramen ovale. Foramen ovale is an opening in intra-atrial septum. Blood from upper part of body enter the right atrium through superior vena cava. From right atrium, blood enters the right ventricle. From here, blood is pumped into pulmonary artery. From pulmonary artery, blood enters the systemic aorta through ductus arteriosus. Only a small quantity of blood is supplied to fetal lungs. Blood from left ventricle is pumped into aorta. 50% of blood from aorta reaches the placenta through umbilical arteries. Fetal lung. Pulmonary vascular resistance is the resistance offered to blood flow through pulmonary vascular bed. This resistance is very high in fetus because of the non-functioning of fetal lung. The high resistance in fetal lung increase the pressure in blood vessels of lung. Because of high pressure, the blood is diverted from pulmonary artery into aorta by ductus arteriosus. So in this diagram, you can see from pulmonary vein, blood is goes to liver, and after that it enter into inferior vena cava in right atrium. From here, blood passes through pulmonary artery. So there is one opening, ductus arteriosus, blood mixture with aorta, and there is two oval, foramen oval. From right atrium, blood directly passes to left atrium. Fetal circulation. In fetal circulation, we can see upper body, superior vena cava, blood goes to right atrium. From right atrium, from foramen oval, blood goes to left atrium. From left atrium to left ventricle, blood goes aorta in lower body in placenta, and here right ventricle, blood goes to left ventricle by ductus arteriosus. In neonatal circulation, upper body, superior vena cava, right atrium, right ventricle, blood goes to lungs, and from left ventricle, from lungs, blood comes out into left atria, from left atria to left ventricle. Slight blood mixed with this right ventricle, pulmonary arteries from ductus arteriosus. In adult circulation, you already know. Changes in circulation and respiration after birth. Neonatal circulation and respiration. First birth of child. When the fetus is delivered, an umbilical cord is cut and tied, the lungs start functioning. When placenta blood flow is cut off, there is sudden hypoxia and hypercapnia. Now the respiratory center is strongly stimulated by these two factors and the respiration start. Initially, there is gasping, which is followed by normal respiration. Flow of blood to lungs. Lungs expand during the first breath of infant. Expansion of lung cause immediate reduction in the pulmonary vascular resistance and a sudden fall in pressure in blood vessels of lung. Therefore, the blood flow from pulmonary artery to lung increase. Closure of foramen oval. When the blood start flowing from pulmonary circulation, the oxygenated blood from lungs return to left atrium. It causes increase in left atrial pressure. Simultaneously, due to stoppage of blood from placenta, pressure in inferior vena cava is decreased. It leads to fall in right atrial pressure. Thus, the pressure in right atrium is less than the pressure in left atrium. Pressure in left atrium is already high. This causes the closure of foramen oval. Within few days after birth, the foramen oval closes completely and fuse with atrial wall. Reversal of blood flow in ductus arteriosus. In fetus, since pulmonary arterial pressure is very high, the blood passes from pulmonary artery into aorta by ductus arteriosus. However, in neonatal life, since the systemic arterial pressure is more than pulmonary arterial pressure, the blood passes in opposite direction in ductus arteriosus, that is from systemic aorta into pulmonary aorta. The reverse flow in ductus arteriosus is heard as continuous murmur in infant. Closure of ductus venosus due to contraction of smooth muscle near junction between umbilical vein and ductus venosus. The constriction and closure of ductus venosus occurs later. The ductus venosus become fibrous band. Closure of ductus arteriosus. Ductus arteriosus start closing due to narrowing. It closes completely after 2 days and the adult type of circulation start. In some rare cases, the ductus arteriosus does not close. It remains intact, producing a continuous murmur. This condition with intact ductus arteriosus is known as patent ductus arteriosus. This session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.